Hey, Hexkins and Validators. David Feeder here, coming back at you with another tutorial video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do a validator on PulseChain testnet v4 from scratch. So what I've got something cool to show you guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So I'm going to show you everything from kind of beginning to end. So first thing you're going to need is obviously 32 million pulse in your MetaMask if you sacrificed for PulseChain. And then you're going to need like a mini computer to be a validator. So what I did was I made a website called validatorstore.com. And here, so yeah, validatorstore.com, you can come here and you could be your own blockchain validator at home. You just scroll down. These are designed for PulseChain Ethereum. It surpasses the recommended hardware specifications of most execution and consensus clients, but not recommended for archive mode. And what that means is for Aragon, the execution client, it runs as a archive node by default, so we don't want to use that. So we're going to use Go Pulse, Geth instead. All these kits are assembled and tested before being sent to you, and they are signed and serialized by me. And then if you scroll down, this is the mini validator kit. It's real small, perfect for home or small footprint installations. Comes with all the hardware you need to get started in one box. Configuration and software setup is not included. You gotta set it up yourself or seek professional assistance. What you get in the box, here's all the hardware. You get the Intel NUC 12 Pro with the Core i7 processor and a US power cord. So that's this guy over here on the left. And then we install 64 gigs of RAM, a 4 terabyte M.2 solid state hard drive. So these two get installed by me and tested. And then it also comes with a portable USB monitor, wireless keyboard and mouse, and a USB stick with a Ubuntu installed on it. So that way you can install it yourself. The actual hard drives that I sent come blank. I don't install the Linux on there for you. You get to do it yourself. Because if you're paranoid too, you can just wipe this stick and reinstall Linux yourself too, just to make sure that there's it hasn't been tampered with, basically. And that's why I leave the hard drives blank. One tip: if you do order one of these from me, when the portable monitor on the left side, when you plug it in, you want to use the USB Type C cord, and you want to plug it into the middle port. So because there's an HDMI on top, and then there's two USBs, and you want to plug your USB cord in the middle USB, and then that plugs into the back left of the NUC, and it's one wire, and it does video and power. So it's pretty cool. And then when you're done with it, you can unplug it, fold this up, and put it away. So it's kind of like a travel kit. This is meant to be real tiny and portable and very lightweight. You can just bust out the monitor and keyboard mouse when you need it, and then you can go ahead and just put them away, stash them away, and you just leave this little guy with power and internet wire plugged in, and you're all set. How to order. So the price is 2,000 USDC on Ethereum mainnet only for now. Please complete the order form below. After you fill out the order form, I'm going to send you a confirmation email, and I'm going to provide you with an Ethereum address to send the USDC. Beware of scammers. Official email will come from david@validatorstore.com. That's my email. Please allow for an estimated 4 weeks maximum, but it is usually much faster. Arrival after payment. We will provide tracking link via email once it has been shipped to you. And I just want to say I shipped out my first batch yesterday, and big shout out to all of my first customers. I really appreciate the support. I got way more orders than I ever expected, and I really appreciate that. And I tried to get them out as quick as I could. So those are in the mail right now. And I sent out all the tracking orders via email. So pretty cool. So it's working. So if you would like to order, scroll down to the bottom. Please complete the order form to request one. I'll send you an email within 24 hours. No refunds or returns. United States shipping only. No international orders. All hardware comes with a 1-year manufacturer warranty. You must contact them directly in the event of a hardware failure. And then there's more terms and conditions, but it basically just covers this stuff. So if you are interested in the hardware, go ahead and fill this out. If you want to be quasi-anonymous, you can go ahead and put in like a pseudonym or just put Mr. and then your last name or something. As long as it's not offensive, that any first and last name's fine. I don't need to know your first and last name. This is just for shipping purposes, as long as the package gets to you. Email address, you do have to put in a real email address because that's what I'm going to reply to you. So if you put a typo in here, I can't contact you. So double check that, because some people have botched that and I'm getting bounce backs. So, and then put in the address where you would want to receive your package, wherever you want me to ship it to, which right now, I know there's a country box here. I don't know how to hide this, but right now only United States orders, please. And then that's about it. I'll reach out and we'll get your order going. So, yep. And then hopefully soon, I think I am at the top. I'm going to add a hire me button soon, and it'll probably be $200 US an hour. And then if you're interested, you can book a call with me and I can remotely help you getting yours set up, or, even just talk about it, or we can go through the script together, whatever you need. So I'm probably going to add that coming soon. So that's the hardware. So if you want to do that, cool. Now, let's assume you've already got your hardware. You received your package. You bought one from me, or you bought one online, or maybe you're using Amazon or DigitalOcean or Hetzner, like some cloud provider, and you're renting a cloud computer. So once you've got that, and I'm just going to pretend that you bought one of my validators, you got the box, you opened it. Now you're going to set it up. You're going to plug everything in, and then you're going to plug the little USB stick that came with it for the Linux. You're going to plug that in too, and you're going to turn it on. And then what I'm going to do here is I've got a virtual machine, but I'm going to simulate the same thing. We're going to follow along. So I've got my USB stick with Linux plugged in, and let's turn on our validator. Okay, it brings you to this screen right here. So if you don't click anything in 30 seconds, it's automatically going to accept what we want. It says try or install Ubuntu. This is also a good test of the keyboard. You should be able to hit enter and it should work. So yep, worked great. So the keyboard is working, so that's good. Okay. So now we're going to install Linux fresh on the hard drive. Okay, great. So now we're going to click on the right for install Ubuntu. And then my language is English. I'm going to set this to a minimal installation, so it's not installing games or media players or office software. We don't need that. I'm going to try to go pretty quick through this because we have a lot to do, so I'm not going to explain everything. For me, I was already playing with this, so I'm going to click Erase Disk and install Ubuntu. You want to pick something similar, either erase disk and install Ubuntu, or just install Ubuntu. It should be a blank hard drive if you got it from me, so it'll just say you install Ubuntu. So go for that. We want it fresh and clean. It's going to erase our hard drive. Great. Time zone, I'm in New York. Pick a name. So my scripts on the GitLab are customized for ADMXN. You can pick whatever you want. You just have to change your script later if you do that. I'm going to set a password here. And next. All right. So now it's installing Linux on the hard drive. And then once this is done, we'll pretty much just get started with the script. Because I made a template on GitLab. It's like the bare bones. It's like, I think 100 lines basically, and that's like as condensed as I was able to boil it down to going from 0 to a validator as quick as possible. There's a bunch of other customizations you could do. You can set a static IP address on your validator here, which is recommended. I also recommend don't use Wi-Fi. You could try it. Some people have reached out and said they're going to try it. I can't wait to hear how it's going for them, but do recommend using a Ethernet wire and plugging in. You'll get way better speeds and it'll just be a lot less problem. Then on your home firewall, you can go ahead and forward the ports. We'll kind of touch on it later when I open the ports. I'll talk about it, but basically, that helps to let your computer connect to other ones, to the other peers. It lets the internet traffic flow in, because normally a firewall by default, it blocks all that traffic, because normally you wouldn't want that stuff on your home computer network, but because we're doing a validator, we want that forwarded to us. So that's not covered in this. That depends on what kind of home firewall you have. I'll make another video on firewalls coming soon. It's kind of a separate subject. That's like home networking and your Wi-Fi and all that. So that's totally different. But if you can figure out how to do that, that will help. It will help you sync faster to get those open ports, find more peers quicker. All right, looks like this is almost done installing. And even though I'm in a virtual machine here, if you get the physical Intel NUC, it's the same process that I'm doing here. All right, almost done here. All right, great. All right, so we're going to go ahead and restart. Okay, go ahead and remove the USB stick from the validator. I'm trying to see if I have one laying around here. I don't, but go ahead and pull that out. And then once you've pulled that out, you're going to go ahead and hit enter on your keyboard. And now it's going to reboot, restart. And now you should have the little Linux USB stick in your hand. You can go ahead and just put that down on the table. We're done with it. Because now we've installed a copy on the hard drive on the little Intel NUC. And this is a little virtual machine here, so I think I'm going to manually reboot this guy real quick. You won't have to do this. Yours will automatically restart, but this one here can be tricky. There we go. All right, now we're at the logon screen. Let's go ahead and log in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and click skip in the upper right. Then next, and then we're going to say no, we don't want to send our info. And we're done. Cool. Okay, so this is fresh default Ubuntu. So I'm going to show you how to get to a validator as quick as possible. All right, so it's gitlab.com/davidfeeder. Then we're going to scroll down to PulseChain validators. And then I made the new v4 script right here. All right, cool. Here it is. Here's the script. So we're just going to take this, pull it over to half that screen. We're going to go ahead and go to the terminal program. Here's the terminal. Let's go ahead and pull that to the other half. And then we're just going to copy and paste. And what I do is I'm going to triple click to highlight the whole line. Then I'm going to right click, copy, click back on the terminal, paste, enter. Then we have to enter our password here. And this is going to go ahead and update everything. So we can actually go ahead and close that because we're actually running that command right here, sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get upgrade. So we're doing it the terminal way. So just let this cook. And this might take a few minutes. This is doing the first update of pretty much everything that's pre-installed in Linux. All right, great. All right, so now we do line number 2. All right. And we just keep going down. It's just more repetitive than anything. All right, so after this one right here, we're going to hit Shift Y for capital Y, and then we're just going to hit Enter, and that'll tell it yes, so it'll auto-update everything. All right, great. Now we're going to open the firewall ports. So these are opening the firewall ports here in Linux. What you can also do is you can open up these ports on your firewall at home. And I would actually just recommend doing the first 3. This one right here, 30303, 12,000, 13,000. That'll help your validator find more peers. And I'll make a different video about that. Okay, this one's going to install Docker. We're on line 27. Cool. Now we have to make some folders and grant permissions. Now we have to save a password file in there. Okay, now in this file, we're going to save a password for our wallet. You would obviously pick a good one. I'm just doing a test right here. Please don't use this. Pick a great password, and then Control X, and then Y, and then Enter. That's going to be the password for our Prism wallet. And then copy that. Okay. And that right here makes our JWT hex file that lets the Geth and the beacon talk to each other. And we're going to start Geth. All right, now Geth is started, or Go Pulse. This group here starts the beacon chain. But all we gotta do is copy and paste. Okay, so this one right here, there's little special instructions in this one. We're on line 53. It says P2P host IP equals 111.222.333. It says star, replace numbers with your internet IP address. Ask Google, what's my IP? So you're going to go ahead and ask Google what your IP address is, and it's going to give you some numbers, and you're going to put those here instead of put your numbers here, and then just type this in, that part, okay? So I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to show my IP address, and it sort of works without it, so you can actually might be able to get away without doing it, but it will help you find peers, so I do recommend doing it if you can. Oops, we need that. All right, so I'm going to skip that line for demo purposes. And now it's starting the beacon chain, downloaded from the GitLab. Great. Now we need to make our validator private keys. Hey, this one takes a minute. Yeah, this is setting up like Python and pip3, and these are prerequisites in order for the key maker tool. Okay, let's actually take a look at this one. This is line 67. This one is where we're going to make the keys. Right here is where you change how many validators you want, where it says num validators equals 1. Here's where you can remove the 1, and you can put as many as you want. You need 32 million pulse coins for each one of those, right? So if you want 2 validators, you got to have 64 million pulse. If you want 3 validators, you need 96 million pulse, and so on. So you just change that right here. Go ahead and paste that. Oh, yep. Actually, there's more here. Sorry. So let's keep scrolling on this line 67. Go all the way to the end. This is your ETH1 withdrawal address. This needs to be an address you control. Like, this is my testnet address, but you got to put in yours. This is where your pulse is going to go when you unstake your validators. And I think this is where all your fees go whenever you claim your rewards from what you're mining. So make sure you put your Ethereum address here, preferably a new ledger, new Trezor, new hardware wallet, brand new. Yeah, make sure to set that. Okay. All right, and then it starts running. It says what language. I want to use 3 for English. Enter. It says repeat your execution address for confirmation. Yep. So we're gonna go. Yep, it wants us to paste in that Ethereum address to make sure that it's correct. We got to double check it. So we're actually going to go, I'm going to the script here, but you're going to go get yours from your MetaMask or your ledger. And we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste it in. All right, boom. That's where your keys go. Okay, create a password that secures your validator key stores. You'll need to re-enter them to decrypt them when you set up your Ethereum validators. All right, so you're going to type in a password that protects your private keys. So pick a password. Cool. Okay, now it's showing you the 24 words. You're going to go ahead and write these down on paper, preferably, and then stamp them into metal and save them. Whatever you do for your real private keys, these keys are your validators. These keys will hold all your pulse. You got to take care of these keys. You can actually lose your Intel Nook. You can light it on fire. As long as you have these keys, you can restore your validator and you can come back. But you got to have these words. These 24 words are the most important thing. All right, so this is a demo. So don't mind me. I'm going to go ahead and put them in a notepad and save it on the desktop. You don't do this. This is just a demo. I'm deleting this virtual machine after. So don't be like me. Just save that on the desktop. All right, great. So, yep, cool. It says, press any key when you've written down your mnemonic. Okay, type in your mnemonic. All right, I'm going to paste it in. And then you would type it in, and then it's create your keys. Success, your keys are found in this folder. Great. Cool. So we made our validator private keys. And then we're going to do line 69. Nice. That brings us out. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to run the validator, and we're going to import those keys. Oops. Okay, so now we started the validator. Okay. So now this is your, this is like another wallet. This is like your MetaMask, but for your validator, right? Like this is like the password you put into your MetaMask. So you need to pick a new password. And this is just like a MetaMask one. So it's not the end of the world. And it says enter the password for your imported accounts. That's the password we just made a minute ago for the validator keys. It wants that important password. So now put that one in. Okay, now it's importing the keys that we made. Successfully imported one account. Great, perfect. Now if you got a whole bunch of validators, it'll do them all right there. It'd be like 100 or 10 or however many validators you told it to make earlier. All right, now we have to stop this validator real quick. And then we're going to delete it. And we say Y for yes, enter. Then we're going to restart it in run mode. This is your graffiti, line 87. You can change that to whatever you want. Cool. Now it's running. All right. Next one we're going to do, this is just going to make sure that everything keeps going. So we're on line 89. Even if the computer restarts, the geth, the beacon, and the validator will automatically restart. Great. All right. Now this is a little trick that's going to help with your keys to deposit them into the Launchpad website on PulseChain. And I'll show you here. All right, so we're going to change folder. Okay, now we're going to do sudo. So here's what we do. We do sudo chmod 777 space D, then hit tab. It'll automatically fill in the name of your file. As you can see right here, I did sudo in my sudo chmod, and that's all stars. If you keep scrolling over, star change for numbers in the file in your folder. All right, but if you hit tab, it'll fill it in automatically. Okay, and then hit enter. Cool. And then we do cd tilde this line right here. Cool. Okay. So now this part right here. So now we're done. Now it's running in the background. Geth is syncing, the beacon syncing, the validator is waiting for the deposits. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to open little windows just so we can watch what's going on. So now, because it says right here, do the following 3 commands in separate terminal windows each so you can watch them. All right. So what you're going to do is you go back to the terminal, click on the little plus button in the upper left, and it pops up a new window. Then right-click, detach terminal. And then I like to shrink it and stretch them like from left to right so we can watch 3 at the same time, kind of like the Matrix. We paste. And then what's our password? Cool. So there's geth syncing, go pulse. That's like the old-fashioned Ethereum blockchain. All right, we're going to open another terminal window. Right-click, detach terminal, slide it down. Now we're going to watch our beacon. Cool. There's the beacon syncing. And we're going to do one more. Detach terminal. Slide all the way down. And this one will make shorter because it's the validator. This one's really not that exciting until later. And paste it in. Do a password. Cool. So there's validator waiting for deposit to be observed by beacon node. Great. And then here's our beacon node in the middle. That's syncing. And then here's up top is the geth syncing and downloading all the blocks. So it's working. Great. We did it. That's bare minimum. That's a validator. The 3 core components running: geth, the beacon, and the validator. That's like bare minimum. No customizations, no fancy business. That's it. Now what we do is we need to pay for the validator. We need to put in 32 million pulse. So we're going to open our web browser, go to a new tab. We're going to go to launchpad.v4.testnet.pulsechain.com. And then we're going to click on Become a Validator. Then we're going to scroll down, Continue, accept. You should read these and make sure you understand them all. I've been through this a couple times, so I'm just going to breeze through it. Cool. I'm only doing one validator. You would pick the number you're doing. Go down, keep my keys safe. Okay. Now I'm going to open this Files Explorer here. And then we're going to go to the desktop. Actually, I'm sorry. We're going to go back to home. We're going to go into blockchain. We're going to go into validator keys folder. And here's that deposit data file. This is the one we changed just like a minute ago. We changed the permissions on it so we can do this. So we can copy and paste it. And we're just going to click it. We're just going to drag it right in there. Boom. Let me say continue. And then you click MetaMask. I don't have MetaMask installed. This is literally a brand new, computer. You just watch me do. But basically, you would connect your MetaMask, and then you're going to pay the 32 million Pulse. One thing you can do too is you can just take this deposit file, you can copy and paste it onto a USB stick, right? And then when you put in a USB stick in your Linux, it'll pop up over here. You can take that to another computer where you have your actual MetaMask in your web browser, and then you can just pay for your deposits there. And you can do this Launchpad website. You can do it on any computer. All you need is this file to deposit. So that way you don't have to install MetaMask in your validator. You can just copy this to another computer basically. And then you pay your 32 million per wallet. It does them all one at a time. And then basically you wait 12 hours. So if we go to beacon.v4.testnet.pulsechain.com, then you click on the triple bar in the upper right, then you go to validators, then you go to initiated deposits, and you scroll down, and then can we zoom out a little? Yeah, here we go. All right, so see these guys right here? These are the latest validators who paid. This guy paid 4 hours, 19 minutes ago. He paid us 32 million Pulse. He's waiting to get activated. If we click on him, you'll see this is him. This is the latest guy who just paid. He's still pending. This takes like 18 hours to turn on. 16 to 24. Yeah, it took me about 18 hours. So you got to just wait basically. Like after you pay, it just almost takes another day before it really activates. In the meantime, your validator will totally be synced by then, right? This will pretty much all be done by then. That's about it. Once you pay and then it activates, you're good. You're up and running. That's the bare minimum. Now you can take this and learn. I recommend everybody go here, come to the GitLab, download this as a text file. And now it's your script. And now you can, change the IP address ahead of time maybe, and, put in your graffiti and put in your wallet addresses, swap out mine and put in yours, customize this file to your needs, and then build from there. And then you can change things as Linux, and there's so much more. So this is just the basics. I think that's about it. That gets you literally up and running on testnet v4. Yeah. And if you guys need the hardware, go to validatorstore.com. And I will send you a kit. All right, so come here, go all the way to the bottom, fill out your info, hit me up, and we'll get you hooked up. All right, guys, I will talk to you all soon. Bye.